Hey guys, it's Joe here from South East London. It is Sunday morning. Quite a smaller haul from the last one I put up. I only went to one boot sale. Just did the Saturday morning one. I could have done one this morning, but I just thought I've still got a few bits to list from the last week. Not much, but a few bits. And I've got some nice bits to be getting on with this week. And yeah, I don't want to sort of get myself way behind. And so I just thought I'd take it easy today. So I just did the one. This was yesterday's, and then yeah, try and get this all listed and photographed this morning. Should be pretty easy listing. There's nothing too much to sort out in here, and then I can just catch up on the last couple of bits that I needed to do last week. So yeah, just trying to get back on top of things. Boot sale was pretty good. Some nice bits and pieces. Some things that I've not had before. Yeah, I'll just go through what I've got and what I paid for it. So the main guy who does the games and is a bit of a dealer up there. I say he's a dealer, he goes around and he does the other Carboot sales and then tries to sell what he's picked up on for a little bit more. Picked up these 3 Wii games off him. Twilight Princess, not particularly great. Skyward Sword, Smash Bros, pretty reasonable games. He wanted, what did he say? He said, make me an offer. I said, I'll give you £10 for the 3 of them. And he wanted 12, and I said, oh, don't worry about it. And so he sold them for 10. So that was quite good. One guy, now this was interesting. One guy, he's there every week. He's a really nice guy, really cheap guy, really decent. Another guy I know is up there. There's obviously these Ps2 games, which they'd see. This one guy had seen, and he goes, "Oh, stick them under there." Joe will probably have them, won't he? And so I goes, "Oh yeah, cool, I'll do that." So when I went up there, this other lad said to me, "Oh, Joe, there's some games under there for you." So I went around and looked, and I wasn't expecting much. You know, I could see the like blue PS1 titles, but there's some really decent titles in there. And there's Mario Kart 8 as well. So some of these games, as soon as you see games with these sort of covers, it's quite a good example. You know, anything which sort of looks slightly manga-y, slightly Japanesey, I don't know how you'd want to describe it. Sort of RPGs, these sort of games, there's often a bit more money in them. So I was quite pleasantly surprised to see some of these. And probably the best game in there was this one. Digimon Rumble Arena 2. If you're patient, that's sort of like £30–35 game you can get for that. Then they had some like Naruto, which again look good, but there's not a huge amount of money in them, and a few other little bits and pieces here. And I said to him, he said to me, how much do you want? And this is the guy who normally charges like 20p for DVDs and stuff like that. So I counted up and I had like 16 bits, and I said, oh, I didn't want to insult the guy, so I said, well, I'll give you 15 quid or whatever, mate, £1 each. I thought that's fair enough, especially when I knew how much this game was worth by itself. And obviously Mario Kart 8, and he goes, oh no, don't be stupid, don't be ridiculous. So I gave him the 20 quid or whatever, and he gave me 15 back, so I paid 5 quid for all those games. So that was absolutely brilliant. And the thing that sort of made it even worse is another guy who's, not worse, but there's another guy who's up there, he's a collector, and he's knows all about games and all the rest of it. And he was there before me. I'm normally there before him, but this week he was actually there before me. And he saw me pick all these up, and he was standing over my shoulder. And when I put them in my bag, he was really pissed off. He was huffing and puffing and like, oh, even when I get up here early, I don't get nothing, and da-da-da-da-da, and all the rest of it. But this guy, Rich, I've been sort of buying stuff off him for a long time. And I get on fairly well, and I often pay a bit more than he asks, or just don't fuss about with prices. And so, yeah, he'd obviously sort of put these aside, or him and this other guy put them aside. So I did feel a bit bad for the other guy, but at the end of the day, you know, they put them under the car for me. They got them out when I got there, and I bought them. There's not really much else I can do about it. I'm not going to say, oh, no, mate, you were here 5 minutes before me. Why don't you crack on? So, yeah, really pleased with that. Carrying on, picked up a pink trunky, paid 3 quid for that. Unfortunately, it's missing the lock here, but it's still got the clasp, so it's really good. With trunkies, they have their key is on the strap. So that's the key which will open it. It won't open this end, but the other end do that. I might sell that on a Facebook group. That's the sort of thing where you can get to the 20 quid plus maybe online if you're patient, but on a Facebook group you can probably get 15 quid and then someone's going to pick it up. You've not got the fees or posting, the hassle of posting it. Party & Co, not a great game, but I've sold it a few times in the past, so I've got a listing made up for it. It's complete in there. That was a quid, and that does about sort of 15, 16, 17 quid. Nice pair of 512 jeans, waist 36, leg 32, so pretty average size for a UK male. I think UK average waist is about 36 inch. So yeah, there should be lots of buyers for that, and that's 5 quid. Speaking Maths at the back, that was, what did I pay for that? I think I paid 4 quid for that, something like that. Again, yeah, quite a nice thing. You've got Speak and Maths, and then you've got Speak and Spell, like the Texas Instruments. To find them boxed is quite nice, and they do sell pretty well, sell well as a pair. But yeah, there's something pretty good to look out for. These I also, 2 rackets I also bought off the same guy I bought the games off of. Rich, the guy's quite cheap. The Wilson Hammer Pro squash racket at the back's not a particularly good one. You see the handles perished as well on that. But yeah, that's about, if you're, again, sort of, you're not going to do... Every racket you pick up is going to probably be about £10 to £15 minimum, really. If it's a Wilson Pro, if it's a Hammer, if it's a Slazenger, not Slazenger, sorry, but if it's Prince, if it's decent makes, you're going to do all right with them. And then this one, this Wilson, so this head titanium tennis TIS6, that's about a 40 to 50 pound racket, that one, and they were a quid each. So if it was being sold by a different person who's sort of 7-8 quid, or wanted 10 for them, or 50, you know, I'd have to look them up. But when they're a quid each, you think if they're not even worth anything, they just go back to the charity shop or just chuck them out. So yeah, pretty pleased with that one. This one I'll probably get a 10 for. This one probably about 45. This was a mate. I didn't actually pick this up from the boot sale. This is a charity shop find this week, and I just wanted to show it because I've not had this before either. This is, I think, like the Big Bad Wolf Red Riding Hood. It's a puppet, but it's by this particular company. I've not had them before. I've had puppet company stuff before, but this was Folk Manus puppets, and yeah, these guys are pretty valuable. There's do a few different ones, so do keep your eyes out for that brand, Folk Manus puppets. This guy, I think I paid 7 quid for him. He probably should do about 35 quid, so quite pleased with that. A couple other bits. It's Tens machine. I think this is Lloyd's Pharmacy one, so it's not particularly valuable, but at the same time it's more known, so yeah, should do alright with that. And I've seen this exact bundle sell for 20 quid, and I paid 4 quid on that. In regards to trainers, just more of the same usual ones. Pretty decent pair of white Converse. They obviously need a bit of attention. Oh, I didn't even notice that. So pretty decent. Look at that. Oops, made a mistake there. Didn't check them. That's the first thing I bought. But that should be fine. I'll just clean those up a little bit. Only paid 3 quid for each of those 2 pairs, so I should get my 3 quid back on them. They're actually size 10, so I could wear them if I wanted to, but I'm not really a high tops kind of guy. And then a suede pair over here. It's got a little mark at the back there as well on them, but that's not the end of the world. A few pairs of trainers. One lady had these Nike ID 6.0s. I've not had these before either. They're quite a rare pair of trainers. There's not many of them on there. She wanted 8 quid for them. I tend not to barter too much, but I got them for 6 quid. They should do about 25 plus. One guy had some really nice trainers, but they were really expensive. Not really expensive, but expensive. This guy, yeah, he had this pair of DMs, really good condition, hardly worn actually. Tread superb with the studs, and they were 15 quid. And he also had these Air Max. These are sort of like quite a new trainer, these Air Max, and again, really good condition, tread's great. I checked the bubbles on these because he did want a lot of money for me. I want 30 quid for them. I got them for 25 quid in the end. They're missing the inner sole, but they're a £60 per trainer, hopefully. And then also off of him, I had a couple of pairs of like just standards, size 9, so really good seller, quick seller, Air Force Ones and Superstars, so they were 5 quid each. So what did I spend off him? I spent 15 quid on these. 15, my maths. 40, so I spent 50 quid with that guy, but yeah, no, all good. I mean, I should get that back in these alone. So yeah, pleased with that. So that was my day. Yeah, plenty to be getting on with. All of this stuff, and the one thing about all this stuff is I should be able to photograph this easily in like an hour and a half maybe. It's nothing complicated. All quick stuff. The trainers don't need too much cleaning. I've obviously got to just sort of mention those ones there, but I try to sort of get into the habit now of trying to pick stuff up which is either things I've listed before or things that are really quick and easy. These games, I'll split down some of the ones which are worth selling individually, some sort of 10 to 15 pound games, and the sort of Digimon, I'll do those separately, and then I'll put a bundle together of the rest, and it'll probably be a bit more attractive than a regular sort of bundle. I did have a couple more things. I've got this Pokemon CD holder. I just thought that was quite fun. It's only a quid. I might bundle it up with something, but it sells for about 10 quid by itself. And then just some CDs, Depeche Mode, some M&M, which I tend to buy as sellers bundles, and then a sealed Greatest Hits Rolling Stones. They were all 50p, so I wasn't going to buy the whole box for 50p each. They're 10p each, 15p each, you know, maybe, but had to sort of pick for a few decent ones. So that's me. Sales have been all right. Sales have been a bit sort of erratic. Sort of have days where you get sort of 7, 8, 9 sales, and then days when you're just getting a couple, 2 or 3, but everything's still ticking over. Just got to keep working hard in the summer because it's not the best time to sell, but there we go. Anyway, I hope you're doing well, and I'll probably do another video next week, similar sort of thing, similar time. Cheers guys, bye.